I am Perla. I am a student of PT here at UAMS. Is it okay if I work with you today?
Yes.
Okay, great. So the goal for today is to get you standing from the wheelchair and walking with these crutches. Have you ever used crutches before?
I have not.
Okay, that's okay. I'll be teaching you how to use them today. The reason we're going to be using crutches today is because you are only 20% weight bearing on your affected leg. So on that right leg that's been hurting, we're not putting a lot of pressure on it. Maybe if we touch it on the ground, it's maybe just going to be maybe a toe touch. Okay, most of the pressure is going to be through your good leg and then through the crutches. So these crutches, they're too tall for me, but just for educational purposes, just to show you an example of how we're going to be using them today, I'm going to go ahead and use them. If I were to really need them, I'd get shorter ones. Okay, so the way you and I are going to be using the crutches today, you're going to take a step with, well, your first step is going to be the crutches, right? And then your bad leg and your good leg.
Okay.
So crutches, bad leg, good leg. And while we're doing this, I just want you to keep in mind that this one, not a lot of weight is going through it. You do crutches, not a lot of weight going through it, most of it through the crutches and the good leg. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, hopefully I explained that good enough. Okay, so before we get you standing, I want to make sure that we're both wearing appropriate footwear because we don't want no trips and or falls. The wheelchair locks are secured. And then I'm just going to grab this gait belt and wrap it around your waist. Okay, can I go ahead and put this around here? Oh, I like stepping on it. Okay. Okay, so first thing I would like to ask from you is to just gooch up a little bit more in front, closer to the edge of the seat. Okay, and your feet flat on the floor with them behind your knees. Okay, and before you stand up, I'm gonna have these crutches right here as a base of support for your right hand.
Okay.
Your left hand is gonna be on that armrest over there, and I'm gonna have my hands kind of unsupinated underneath your gait belt. And before we stand, I'm just gonna want you to lean forward and put all that pressure through your good leg, okay? Toe touch on your right leg. Perfect. And you can put these underneath your armpits. And I'm going to readjust this gait belt here. Okay, and now with the crutches, I'm gonna assess that they're good for your height.
Okay.
So I can see that the top of the crutch, it's like 2 or 3 fingers underneath your armpit.
Yep.
And then whenever you're standing nice and tall with your shoulders and hands relaxed, it's right on your wrist crease, which is good, which is what we want. And whenever you put your hand on the handles, I can see that it's around 20 to 25 degrees of elbow flexion, which is good.
Okay.
So before we start walking, I just want to remind you not a lot of pressure is going through this weak leg.
Okay.
Okay, and then do you remember the first step we take?
Crutches.
Okay, crutches, bad leg, good leg. Crutches, good leg. There you go. And then pivot, pivot, pivot. And not a lot of weight going through that right leg. And then we can go ahead and start turning. Okay, and before you sit down, I want you to make sure you can feel the wheelchair on the back of your knees. Okay, and then you can hand that crutch over here to me. And then with your left hand, you can start reaching for that armrest. And then as you go down, not a lot of weight's going through that bad leg. Perfect. You feeling okay?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Okay, Christina, so now I'm going to be teaching you how to use your crutches going up and down the stairs, which is important if you ever need to access stairs on your day-to-day. So again, these crutches are too tall for me. but for educational purposes, I'm just gonna be using them as an example. So I just want to remind you, you are only 20% weight bearing on your right leg. So this is your weaker leg. I want you doing just like a toe touch, not putting a lot of pressure on it. So in order to go up the stairs, the first step is go with your good leg. And then your weak leg, and then the crutches. So then, good leg, weak leg, crutches. And we're taking it one step at a time. We're not like jumping steps. And that's important because we don't want to brush the stairs and like fall from them. And then we're gonna go again. Okay, then we pivot. And we're gonna work on going down the stairs. So whenever we're gonna go down the stairs, we're gonna go crutches first, then your bad leg, weak leg, good leg. So crutches, weak leg, good leg. One step at a time, and just keep in mind, whenever you're gonna take a step with your weak leg, most of the pressure is gonna be on the crutches. Because we're only 20% on this right leg. Okay, so just how I showed you earlier, we're gonna go up the stairs, and I just want you to keep in mind, we're not putting a lot of pressure through that right leg. Most of it's gonna be through the crutches, okay? Okay. So the first step I want you to take is with your good leg, and your bad leg follows, crutches. Good. Make sure you're not putting a lot of weight through that right leg. One step at a time. Okay, and then we can start turning. Okay, and then whenever we go down, what's the first thing you're gonna do?
Crutches.
Okay, so go ahead and do crutches.